Go watch Blade if you haven't. I still run into people who haven't seen that film.
That's so sick.
Maybe not the later ones,
first
but
scene.
First two. Watch those.
The first scene, man, in the club. I'll leave it there.
Brilliant.
Go watch it.
Here we go. First round coming up, and we do have a Molotov and a smoke as well on the Na'Vi side. So they've got some tools. They've already been putting out the smoke, as you can tell. We'll see that's going to land towards Mini, and now they're going to go straight for it. Glock's running into the A side. Electronic with the opening. There's the Molotov at the feet of Yugi, forcing him out. And if it wasn't bad enough, there was also a flashbang in his eyes. 5 versus 3. The bomb is going to be going down. They've picked up the USP. This is very, very bad news for Complexity, and retaking this bomb site, I think it will be nearly impossible, especially Blamev is actually circling around. He's miles away from the action here, so as long as Na'Vi don't fight them at upper here and just wait for them to show up, things should be fine. There's no kit in play either at the moment. Yeah, Na'Vi have pretty much got this in the bag.
They're just waiting on Blamev right now, and there it is. Flamey, he takes out jaCkz and Rush. Blamev is going to get the drop on him, but it's just not going to be enough. Flamey coming alive with a quad kill and the pistol.
Well done.
Certainly one of the guys, it was mentioned on the desk, we do need to keep an eye on him as well in terms of yesterday. Yesterday, his performance was really lacking, and today, I mean, a little bit of a slow start from him.
Yeah,
so,
it was.
You know, we need to see Flamey kind of step up and start carrying some more weight here on the team. So him getting a quad kill on the pistol, it's like, right, okay, rub the hands together, let's see. Can he keep this up throughout this first half? So this is the weaker half for Na'Vi. They've started like on T side, get a few rounds, cool. If we can get some rounds on the T side, awesome. And then we're going to end strong on that CT side.
Yeah, end strong and just try and lock it down. Get us onto Inferno. Some grenades outside, or at least one of them there. But otherwise, it's just all deagles for the CTs. Trying to snipe away, which, I mean, they had some pretty good deagle shots going on Mirage, so don't want to be underestimating them either. But now we're taking this slowly.
Very slowly indeed.
Yeah, we could have guessed that they probably would. That's what they do.
Oh, what a shock. What a surprise. I'm so surprised.
Yeah. I do feel like one of the issues is that, you know, back when it was Seuss at the, you know, as the head of this team, I mean, even before he had a little vacation from the team to win a major. But,
Casual.
yeah, but even before then, when they were slow, what was brilliant about it back then, as far as I could tell, is that because they were nearly the only team playing this style, or probably was the only team doing it, it was so hard for other teams to even deal with. Even if you knew it was coming, you kind of, you know, you weren't always sure what to do. And I just feel like in time, that's changed. That is the bomb on the ground. You're not hallucinating, so gotta be careful here.
They're just getting all the kills regardless.
But I feel like this slow style has been sort of, people have adjusted to it much more than like 5 years ago, which I guess is no surprise. Sounds obvious when you put it like that.
True. Well, Boomich finds that last one. Nicely done. Na'Vi, they will certainly have benefited from the Steam issues, giving them themselves time to recover and get focused up for this second map. And, well, again, Na'Vi, Nuke, they go hand in hand. We fully expect them to just be super solid on this map. That's pretty much everything we can hope for here if you're a Na'Vi fan, and then we can get into it whether we get that third map or not. But Complexity right now, I mean, Complexity, the thing is like yesterday Apex in his post-match interview said that they didn't do any preparation for Complexity, that they focused entirely on their own game just because Complexity, not that much time to crack, and also playing with the fifth man sub, right? So not a full roster.
Interesting.
They're not going to play the same way that they played before going into the break because of this, right? They'll have changed some stuff. And so Apex himself was straight up like, we just focused on our own game through and through. We didn't actually try and prep for him. The one thing, though, that you can kind of take from Complexity is that they will focus yard. They will have a presence there. Blamev, that is kind of his calling card, his stomping ground. He likes to get out here and mess things up. Nice shot there from Simple.
Yeah, taking down Yugi.
But Na'Vi also, I mean, it's like, cool. That just means you're going to run into, you know, you're going to run into Simple. You're going to run into some heavy hitters out here in the yard because Na'Vi aren't going to let you have it for free.
Who are they playing against later today? I forget. Vitality?
Vitality?
Is it G2 or is it Astralis playing G2? I can't remember now.
Astralis is taking G2.
Oh, okay.
That's why Pimp is a traitor.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Oh, it's Liquid, obviously, versus Vitality,
yeah,
isn't it? Yeah, had to pick Vitality for that one myself.
Well, I see Vitality, I pick Vitality.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's like, oh man,
I'm on
that
board
kind of sucks because I want to have my boy Moses' back.
I know.
But like Fallen made that in his post-match interview, he made that that one kind of thing where he's just like, well, any result is a good result. You know, we don't have any goals. We're not really expecting anything. And I'm like, weakness.
I mean,
Like,
listen.
you should be aiming to win everything at all times.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anything else.
Gotta go all in on that.
That's where it's like Stan. You know, Stan. They understand they're underdogs, but he's coming into it. He's like, yeah, we're playing for trophies here. You know, we're here for 2 months.
Sick.
We got multiple tournaments lined up, and we're playing for trophies. We're in it to win it. And I'm like, there you go, Stan. That's the That's it. That's the mentality.
Yeah, I can definitely respect that. Some good deal in that round for Simple, but I mean, there was no real threat of anything actually going awry there. They had it under lockdown. 4th round is coming up, and now they have the rifles. AWP in the hands of Yugi. Let's see what Na'Vi can do here. If they can take this round away from Complexity, then they will sink the economy, and they will just be off to a flying start here on the second map. A lot of damage through, and actually Config controlling that spray really well. You can see the recoil was almost not going to catch him there. Blamef goes down on the other side of the map though, so suddenly it's a 4-on-4. And Config, yeah, he knows what is up. Electronic is down here, and he's creating a big distraction. They can wrap around and maybe get down this ramp. It's going to be huge.
Oh, this is fantastic. The question is, does he catch jaCkz for free? He's going to take down Config. That's going to open it up. jaCkz is here, and jaCkz gets nothing. Simple shuts him down immediately. And so Rush and Yugi back off and save the guns. Although Rush is going to rush with 2. Brings it back to a 2-on-2 just like that. Bomb planted and already Yugi was backing off to save the gun, and now he's trying to run in here to help out.
Yep, being called back in, saying, wait a minute, we have a chance here. They do have a smoke, so Perfecto, his job could be a little bit tricky. We'll see if they have time as well. There's no kit. There might be one on the ground, I don't know, but regardless, they're going to have to speed it up just a bit here. Perfecto walking in. There's the smoke up. He gets the spray on one, but inside of it, and no kit in the hands of Rush. So for all of the work that he did, it's not going to be quite enough. And I don't actually know. First of all, that's a really worrying sign for Na'Vi. I don't ever want to see them be in that position, but for Complexity, it feels like they sort of get lured into losing all of their rifles, which is really not great news.
No, but why did he give his M4 away? You gave your M4 to the Opper.
Yeah, well, that's a good... I guess it was a health thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, right? But it's so painful, Rush.
You can't even blame them, can you? You get those kills, you turn it from a 2-on-4 into a 2-on-2 in a matter of like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to try and go for it. Config, nice start to the round for him as he takes down Perfecto with a deagle shot right to the face, and then sacrifices himself to Simple, who was just patiently waiting.
Yeah, Simple, you know, it's like blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. Simple as corn.
Yeah, he's ready. Built himself a little pyramid out of the
thing is that, you know, he does believe in duels, and Simple is he's all about that. He's all about that life.
Oh, Boomage, he'll be pretty aggressive. The rest of his team are just all waiting. Boomage just navigating the map on his own while they're sort of hanging out now. A little bit more action coming in here. Yugi's picked up the AK in the meantime. Don't know how much he could do from this hut position, especially getting wall banged. That's just annoying, isn't it? And yeah, Simple as the right idea. And he's not going to miss the opportunity either. I don't know if he saw that. Feels like he does. And yeah, that's going to be another triple kill for him. 5-0 in favor of Na'Vi is exactly the kind of start you want to see if you're a Na'Vi fan here.
Yeah, this is just soul crushing. It's so rough watching Complexity, because I mean, this is Complexity. This is not a map that Complexity suck at, right? Like Nuke is I mean, right now, you know, towards the tail end of the year, they started to go 50-50 on it. 3 wins out of 6 times. So I mean, like, it's not a map that they're terrible at. It's just that they keep having to change the roster, and so you've gone from having an anchor map to just having a map where you kind of have to wing it every time. And Nuke is a hard map to wing. It's one of the more technical, tactical maps in the pool that you're going to want to build. You're going to want to invest time into. You have to invest time into to build the strategies. And well, if you're just pugging it all the time, it's just a nightmare mode for Blame.
There's so many ways that you can lose control, especially I think on the CT side. If you lose control of where the Ts have rotated to, all the fun goes away. Nice shot early on Electronic. That is going to be helpful. And can they build anything behind it? Flamey's over at the lobby, and the other 3 here for Na'Vi are outside trying to work that. And now Complexity, I mean, they've got a bit more of a chance to keep up with what's happening on the T side. 4-on-5 always really useful. Nice flashbang to turn the corner and see if they can get in towards Mini. I don't know if they actually want to go there because the bomb is still a little bit further back. They could try and go into A through Mini and then have Flamey try and, you know, walk out at the same time. But Simple's going to lose the fight to Yugi, and I don't know. Still, I mean, 45 seconds, 4 versus 3.
Dude, that was crisp, Boomich.
That was nice.
All right, that was clean. Bomb is out in the middle of nowhere, though, and Yugi, he has got that eye in the sky. He is ready for it. If you peek, it's going to be a brutal one. So they are looking for some pressure. jaCkz, again, jaCkz his crosshair placement just seems weird to me. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are getting the same feeling.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, not as crisp as I'm used to seeing from jaCkz. A little bit odd.
I mean, he could probably get here with the bomb in time, but 14 seconds on the clock. I mean, we're really running it low. Does he want to try and escape downstairs? He'd have to run it the full way. Just no... he's going to go straight here instead. Try and see if he can get the bomb plant on the site. And no one is going to peek him from mini, so yeah, at least the bomb plant. It's something to work with. Boomich about to get shot at the back. Timing is everything for him here, and I'm not sure if he has it. I can't believe that no one spotted him, and he's going to make his way a little bit further back. They have a Molotov on Blamef, so if he can put that into hot, that would be huge. But Boomich turns. Oh my god! He's gonna pick up another kill, making it a quad, and now Yugi on his own. I can't believe that Na'Vi have turned this round. I don't think there's anything you can do. There's the ace from Boomich, the Lord himself, bringing down complexity.
Boomich the Lord?
Lord Boomich, it's a meme.
Lord Boomich.
I can't believe it.
Do we still have that from London? Booma booma yay? Can we get that on the stream real quick?
Someone needs to pick that up. I actually can't believe that they win this round.
You know, if you're on production, right, you really just need to have that locked away on like its own special key. So if Boomich does any big plays, boom, you got it. Booma booma yay.
Like a emergency USB stick.
Just, you know, it's the gifts, right? It's like a sounder for a radio, you know, for radio shows, right? Where the guy's just got all the sound effects. He hits the button. It's like, woo, you know, you just need to have that going right now.
A meme,
same thing.
A meme machine.
A meme machine of complexity doubting themselves. That's what it feels like to me right now watching complexity. They're just a little hesitant. They're not quite decisive as they need to be going up against the likes of Na'Vi. And so they managed to get that win on Mirage, but they need to play knowing that they can hit the headshots here. I mean, yeah.
I mean the fact that they don't win that round. Again, they had every chance, right? 2 on 4. It's very hard to explain. But in terms of what that does to sort of the feeling within the team, you have to assume that's gonna strike at them just a bit. Even if I'm sure they knew Nuke was gonna be tricky to play.
Oh yeah.
You wanna, I mean, the other round that they lost, right? The 2 on 4 themselves, that rush almost turned in their favor. That probably goes from being, you know, sort of a tense moment. You think you're going to win it, and then instead you lose the rifles, and then you have another moment like this that you definitely should win, and it just gets washed away. Boomich picking up an ace in the middle of the round. So,
well, keep in mind that you're dealing with a Simple that is fully.
Yeah,
he's running on all cylinders right from the start. He's at 9 kills already with 1 assist.
He's not gonna go missing for any part of this match.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's only gonna ramp up. So now we're getting to see, you know, a Na'Vi on a map that, I mean, this is their home map essentially. And we're going to get to see what they're capable of with a Simple who's already just smashing faces. And Electronic, he's in the mix as well. There it is. Headshot on Config, not going to get caught off guard. And Simple, no scope and Yugi, point blank, my vote, impaled him on that AWP.
Yeah, and Electronic got that first kill hiding inside of the smoke, which is just a classic. Electronic, I think, once people realized the advantage of being the person inside of the smoke as opposed to outside, I think people knew already, but the person that I saw abuse it the worst, or you know, to the most effect, was definitely Electronic. It was wild to see at the beginning how good he was at that. Now more people have caught on, and
sure,
you know.
Well, you got the trendsetters, and then...
Yeah, and people now, I mean, I think, whereas before people would just stand and look at the smoke to see if anyone was there, and they didn't realize they were going to lose that fight every single time. Now I think people fall back a bit more, or they try and shoot a little bit more for the smoke. Like, there are other ways to counter it now, so it's not as... But, you know, when it first appeared, it was really wild. Here we go, 7-0. Complexity looking for their first round on Nuke, and they've got Yugi out here with, I mean, not that much backup. Blamef is there, you know, throw some grenades if need be, but mostly Yugi is going to be on his own for a little while here. With that AWP. And he can't really unscope either too much, and that'll give the game away. So he has to stay scoped up and make sure that he is just trying to keep everything covered. And, well, you see the result. With the scope, he couldn't even see that Electronic has made his way around. And I don't even know if he's playing, you know, 4x3. If he was, it would be even worse.
It's not even a question of 4x3. That's just a question of refining your setup, right? It's like if there's time for scrims to prac and really get that dialed in, then he knows which angle blameF is watching.
Yeah, he should.
So that he knows, okay, I hold this angle. This is me. I know my back. I know my teammates got my back. There, it's looking to me like he's like, you know, I got to check left. Oh, you know, they may be coming right. I got to check there. He doesn't know which way to look, and that's just, as an opera, that's a nightmare. Because again, like you say, you're limited in your vision. So unless you're on an angle, you're at risk.
That is definitely a problem. Config not hitting the first headshot, but now he's on a brilliant mission. And yeah, he's looking for it. He did see it right at the end, and he's going to get shot in the face.
Damn.
They escape up. I can't believe it. That's actually such an incredible move from Config. If they just kept going to the B-bomb side, he would have absolutely caught them, but did not work out that way. Now the brilliant mid-round call to go to the A-bomb side, and it jaCkz and rush. I don't know if not even worth going close to, is it?
Well, Boomich is just...
flying off.
Well, not flying off in the sense that he is just beating up on Config in particular. It feels like every time they face, Boomich is the one who's just, you know, booming over Config.
He's doing a really nice job. Rush out here, and he's going to get double peeked. Surely, Simple will take him down afterwards, and jaCkz real low on health. Even wondering about the range of the bomb here. Don't want to be getting too close. Doesn't matter. jaCkz goes down. There will be another round for Navi.
8 rounds in a row on the T side of Nuke.
This is a real good beginning, isn't it?
The thing is that, you know, it's worth saying, and yeah, that's just a tough break for Yugi. Good spacing there from Navi as well, so that they can trade, and that's what we expect. But all right, so the thing is here, I mean, we got to be thinking of this in terms of a best of 3.
Yes.
And so Complexity, you know, they could very well be in a situation where it's like, right, this is the map we get blasted on. But Inferno has not been looking good for Navi next, and that is the 3rd map of this series. And so Complexity, you're going to fight. You're always going to fight hard. But if it's going against you here on Nuke, what you're trying to do is you're trying to just say, right, it's went against us here. This was all part of the plan. We're focused on Inferno, and that's where we're going to kick some ass. That's got to be what's going through Complexity's mind right now.
You want to hope that they're maintaining some kind of a perspective of something like that, right? I mean, it can obviously be really tricky to keep the team dialed in on that, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm real curious because they do look pretty defeated when you see the cameras, right? They do look like they're not really enjoying themselves that much.
Yeah.
Not that I would be expecting them to laugh or anything like that, but still.
No, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on these guys right now. This is the start of your year. There's a lot of money on the line in this tournament as well. 600 grand for first place.
Oh.
I mean, that's no joke. That's major money. So, you know, there's a lot riding on this right now. And so Complexity, you're obviously not messing around. You're trying to get in here and you're trying to succeed. And you're doing it while playing with a stand-in, which is just insanely difficult for the mental game. And it was a point that was made on our desk repeatedly yesterday, where it's just like, can we get a 5th player locked in for these guys already? Because how, you know, every tournament you're going through, you're just like, okay, right, we're going to work for it, but obviously this isn't the final form yet. That's just, eventually it's going to get to you.
Yeah, I mean, it really feels like I think they have a solid base in this lineup for Complexity, but you're right. There have been some problems just with that. The smokes outside looked like there was a giant gap that, you know, they didn't even realize Complexity. No one is watching out here, so as a result, they're all being allowed to walk past. And Yugi's down here with the AWP, but there are many, many ways to deal with this. So let's just see which one they pick. I mean, you can straight grenade it. Sometimes you'll boost and look at a higher angle than the one that the orb will normally be at. Or you can just go straight for it. And Yugi, he is trapped, and he's going to pick up one more kill, trying for a really quick shot there. He gets a 3rd as well behind it. And finally, Simple takes him down. But honestly, that's incredibly silly from Navi's point of view. That should have been a straight trade. There's just no reason they lose that many players.
In like the ideal magical world, Anders, he hits that no scope too.
Yeah.
You know? And then,
you're going to be rooting for him at that point in time, but listen, great job on Yugi, but I've got to say as well, that's also Navi just probably not really thinking that through.
Listen, dude, every ace, every big play, it's somebody making a mistake, right? It's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not happening otherwise. But that, I like that Yugi's having these moments. You know, he's having these moments where he's popping off, and he's having some fun with it. And you know, that's the thing. He's got to be thinking for himself. And that was a point that Pimp was making on the desk, is that this may be his last opportunity to show what he's capable of. this might be his last chance here. Because
Yeah.
he's a stand-in for Complexity. He's played through all of the Danish rosters. He's had his chances there. And so if he doesn't show what he's capable of here, there's that additional pressure on Yugi. What's going on? Like, what's your next step if you're not going to stay on Complexity?
Definitely a good question. And again, I mean, there's a lot of up and coming talent all of the time in the Danish scene. It seems so.
Dude, it's unreal.
You're going to be competing for spot space if you want to go back to an all Danish lineup. That's for sure. So we'll find out. 11th round is coming up. blamF pushing all the way up, and Complexity picking up their first round. We should probably mention that since it's been a little while since that happened last. blamF, that is a really good double kill. Really good awareness to spin around and look for the next target on top of Mini. That's cool.
There it is. That's the kind of play we expect to see from blamF out here, man. Just getting in there. You can't do that every round, but blamF has that uncanny ability to just find the correct round to make the aggressive play. And so that worked out wonderfully here, and we can see Complexity on the edge. They've got the man advantage here. Can they get a second round and actually start rolling against Navi, put some pressure on Navi in this first half? And so now it's going to come down to jaCkz, who's been a bit quiet, and we'll see. Oh. Sensed something was off there.
Yeah. Puts up on Molotov, buy a little bit of time, but
is that comms from his teammate that tell the? Because he didn't see him there.
No, or maybe he stepped and he just heard, like, I don't know. It's hard to say, isn't it? But it definitely looked like he was aware. Yugi with the right angle, and he's gonna pick up the kill. Config actually goes down. That's interesting. Look, especially with the kill on Yugi from Yugi, that looked like it should have been just fine. Molotov to put some pressure on Rush behind that A bomb side, but might not even really matter. He's gonna take down Electronic last, and it'll be a second round for Complexity. So I mean, 2 steps in the right direction. Small steps for the minute. And the problem is, I mean, Navi have so much money in the bank that they're just gonna buy once again, and you know, if they get a bomb plant here, I think they can probably buy another round even after this.
I wonder, do we see a change of pace here from Navi? They don't go for an AWP on Simple. It's full AKs across the board, full nades. We could get a quick execute here from Navi. Navi could be just like thinking, this is the time we need to change up the pace, and it's time to get in there and start executing quickly. And so we will get the early smoke walls outside, loads of nades getting thrown down, blamF committing some as well. This is going to get hectic real quick here, Anders.
Config taking so much damage from, I mean, there's no other pressure aside from that Molotov. That seems a little bit silly, but yeah. Initial round of grenades are through. Here comes the second volley, and Rush actually rotating out. He's going to get shot in the back, but he did at least get the kill, and inside of the smoke. They're so well aware. Some great grenades here from Navi, and a much, much quicker round straight onto the bomb site. Bomb is going to be planted. They are out of grenades now, but they have the man advantage, and this retake, I mean, jaCkz is already falling back. They're not even going to try Complexity.
Yeah, they're just going to back off and save these guns, and that is what a call from Navi. You know what? We've done a lot of slow play. We've conditioned them for that. Now let's go ahead and change up the pace. It's time, just like blamF getting aggressive. Navi realized, okay, now he's starting to make plays against us that way. We need to start changing it up too. We need to find the opportunity here, and they took it. This is great. And man, that just sucks for Rush. Why couldn't the guy just rotate into him? Him having to go and hunt that way.
Yeah.
You know, at least he did get that 1-for-1. But nothing past that. And well, Config he's just absent, man. 3 kills from Config, 1 assist going into the 13th round. That's, I mean, from what is supposed to be your heavy hitting star, that's a tough one. He needs to show up.
I mean, we saw what a difference he could make on the first map.
Restraint. Showed restraint, that's good.
Almost.
Admirable.
Well, 10-2. Things going very much in the wrong direction for Complexity. I think in a great direction for those of us in the audience, because again, Inferno could be, or probably will be the final map here. We're excited about that. Config this time not going to burn alive on top of the hut. Instead, he's just instantly putting it out. Does create a really interesting smoke there that maybe he could look right through. Are Navi going to do it again? It seems like they've got the same grenade set up. They want to try and just repeat what's coming here. They've got it all going down. The Molotov on top. Boomich with the entry, but there's a bit of a reply. Rush coming up with a big double kill before they finally take him down. But the damage onto Electronic should be just enough. Yeah, and Simple alone in a 1 versus 3. So much better defense this time for Complexity.
And again, blamF on the flank. So he is boxed in here. Simple can go nowhere anymore. blameF isn't sure of that. You can see why. That's why he's slowing down a little bit. He's got to take his time to clear these angles. He's not sure if Simple's gone back through the hut, but now Simple is trapped.
Well, I mean, have they locked him in similar, or have they locked in with him?
Marshark.
He's going to try and go for it. Moving a little bit up. He knows he can't really stay underneath there. He actually has to go and find, you know, some sort of a battle here and take some of the initiative away. And blameF just crouching in and takes him down easily. So it will be a third round for the CT side. I mean, it's slow and it might be, I don't know if it's too late, but it's right on the edge of being too late, I would say. If they get to 5, 10-5 and win the pistol, I mean, there's minimal chance, but it can be done.
I'm impressed with Rush. He just keeps shining so far.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he was the real difference maker against Vitality. It doesn't. It feels like he is unfazed in these tough situations when you're getting beat up on. He continues to deliver kills. So, if anything, I mean, Rush right now, he's really showing what he's capable of here against the elite teams of the world, and I'm really happy to see it, man. That's sick. So good on him. He top fragged against Vitality yesterday across 2 maps for Complexity, and he's leading the way right now. It still doesn't address the major problem that your heavy hitters aren't well hitting.
Straight onto the A side once again. They just feel so confident in doing this. And what's interesting is a strategy like that, especially when you keep doing as much economic damage. I mean, that last round, there was a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
If you know they're going to be low on grenades, actually that A kind of hit becomes even more viable because there are going to be fewer grenades and fewer Molotovs to stop you. So it sort of makes some sense to do it a couple of times.
The anti-rush, yeah.
And also, I mean, it's going to be just annoying for Complexity, thinking, why can't we just hold this back? Why can't we find a way to stop it?
Why you bully me?
Yeah, exactly. Well, because it's working is the answer, I suppose.
Navi going to make a charitable donation, a public apology, and they will be attending a bully seminar soon. Or anti-bully seminar.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's important. That detail's critical. I don't know if there are any bullying seminars out there, but
I think that's called middle school.
the internet. 11-3, and we've got the 15th round coming up, last of the half. I mean, Navi, they've done enough to convince us that even if they got beat up and ended up in overtime and all the rest of it on the first map, you know, they're still a pretty solid team here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yesterday, I mean, this just goes to show how much of an anomaly yesterday was.
Yeah.
Navi, I mean, losing in 30 rounds, but losing it all on Nuke yesterday against Liquid. That it just goes to show just how much of an outlier that was. So, well done on Liquid. Even more props.
Yeah, it was really interesting game, wasn't it? I went back and watched it a little bit more. jaCkz, that's not bad at all. They lined up. I think they walked right in that second shot there. And Yugi takes down Electronic. So a chance for a 4th round. A very good chance here for the Complexity side. Flamey and Simple are left. Flamey's going to pick up a kill. So that is the beginning of something. But again, you typically don't really win rounds like these without some gift being given to you by the enemy team. So as long as Complexity cool it down, probably they'll be fine. Simple's outside with the AK and the bomb alone. It's going to walk into this. Oh. He makes it out for a second.
I'm pretty sure Simple heard that. So, walking in, nicely done by Yugi. Good positioning, takes advantage of the shadow coming around the corner as well, so he's got that early warning. And Flamey goes down. So, it's 11-4. Buddy, the ace, they went back and found it. I love our production.
It's fantastic work.
Good call, good call. That's exactly
Money well
it.
spent.
Meme well spent. All right, let's get into it. Second half, pistol round underway. Complexity on that T side and Navi now on the CT side. And it is definitely going to be a brutal one here as Complexity decide to go for a ramp rush.
Yeah, let's do it. Perfecto trying to shut them down. He's going to get the one headshot. Looked like he could have had a second. Boomich also showing up and just clipping Rush, sending him right to the grave. And now, yeah, they're going to go straight up, fight it. They just want to keep going. They're so disjointed here, Complexity. It seems like 1 or 2 people are always stuck inside a ramp while the rest of the team were holding behind. And somehow they still come out on top. Navi were also quite happy to keep taking that fight, even past the point where it maybe made sense. So this is where we are, 1 versus 2.
You know what's happening, Anders.
They're already celebrating.
Exactly what's happening. No, blameF. He was like, you guys are going to come back after that kind of lead on us on Mirage? We'll do the same.
You know what?
Let's make it happen.
Well, then at least get him to 15 right now. Be like, get to 15 for him. Let's have the full... Oh, Electronic's going to show up and realize, oops, it's the wrong box.
That's unfortunate.
As if though it wasn't already tricky enough.
Yeah, he's got the kit now.
Yeah, that's something. But yeah, just run for it. Jump and shoot down. Like winning this is so tricky. So just might as well just make it explosive. Try and see if you can make it onto the side. He's going to be actually surfing down. Taps the bomb a single time. There is a man flanking him, so Blamef is again on a bit of a mission. So I think Electronic will... Well, he's going to go down, but even if he didn't, how would he guess that Blamef was up there? That's just going to be hard to do. Nice return from Complexity in that round. I thought they'd already lost it.
I did too. I mean, they ran right into the stack. This was Na'Vi ready for this kind of play. They were expecting some kind of pressure on ramp early, and Blamef and jaCkz. jaCkz, very quiet first half. Ended that first half with 6 kills. He gets 2 kills in that pistol. And Blamef, well, he's just going to... What? Kicking and screaming, I think is what to say. You know, he's just going to drag his team through this kicking and screaming. He's top fragging now for his team. So let's see it. I mean, I want to see the comeback here from Complexity. Let us go all the way.
If they manage to do that, it would be very, very impressive, wouldn't it? But yeah, always a chance.
They are playing Na'Vi, of course.
Playing Na'Vi, Simple seems really fired up. Boom, which has been having some great rounds. I mean, there's a lot that's stacked against them at the moment, but I don't want to rule anything out. Flamey down here in the vent room, ladder room, ramp room. That was the thing. One of those words. Eventually, gonna get it right.
You got there.
Confi actually gets shot in the face. Confi's been having a real rough game. He's got 4 kills. I think you mentioned in the first half, but it hasn't improved.
Whoa, Flamey still managing to get a kill out of that, though? That's big. Brings it to a 3-on-3. And with some deagles and a scout, I mean, they are still dangerous here, Na'Vi. Shot gets spotted, though, and they are in control here. Rush is deciding now's the time to get that bomb planted. And jaCkz holding the flank as well. And Na'Vi now going into the retake. With 3 alive like this, it's still possible if they can catch somebody quick enough. Nice flash!
That actually worked perfectly, didn't it? jaCkz maybe a little bit rattled here. But he will eventually get the kill, and Simple takes him down. So now it's a one-on-one. Blamef has got all of the advantage, and he's up close with the AK and will take down Simple. So, I mean, a fairly expensive round for Complexity, but then they should get some room to breathe in this upcoming round where Na'Vi won't be investing that much. So, yeah, I mean, it's a bit annoying, but I think it'll be all right.
The thing is, like, you guys can't see this, sorry, sadly enough, but I'm waving my hand really close to the floor. It's like, this is where the bar is right now, Anders.
Oh, yeah.
If you're Complexity, you got a W. So that's the bar.
Yeah.
Now, if you survive with 2 players, you see you're going to raise that bar a little bit, right?
It's just only going to get better.
But the bar is pretty low right now for Complexity, so I'll take it. And I think Blamef will as well.
That's a good thing, unless you're doing that weird dance where you have to like dance under it. Limbo, whatever it is.
You're over in the Caribbean. You got a cocktail with a little umbrella in it.
Exactly.
You know, one of those little colorful parasols.
Then it's a problem. They did have how many, like 4 or 5 grenades in this round, Na'Vi, but I think they're all holding on to them. I don't see those those 5-man grenade stacks work out nearly enough. I bet there are ways to build strategies around it that no one's thought of.
Mm-hmm.
I'll prove it one day. I'll find a way to do it so that it works. Just some super nerdy way to do it so that, you know, you just optimize for throwing those grenades and they just land. Well, they've used most of them now. It's only Boomich holding on to his, and we haven't really got what they paid for here. So Simple's going to be going down, and they'll make their way onto the site. There are a couple of people on huts, and almost raining down on top of Rush, but he'll be fine.
Yeah, that was a clench moment for Blamef. So I was at 2 health. Man, Flamish, dude, Rush. And he's just Rush is just farming. He's up there with Blamef. It's just these 2 guys, man. They just decided they're gonna get the job done. They got their cameras on and they're looking dialed in. Rush just doing 360s.
Wild.
Yeah, nice. Anti-eco kills, feel-good kills, but 11-4, again, dangerous scoreline because now Complexity, they're getting closer. And if they win this next round, life is going to get real interesting for Na'Vi. But now Complexity, fully bought up, ready to go. Yugi's gone for the Mac-10, but we are going to have Na'Vi AWP in hand here for Simple. Light on the nades, though. So we'll see. Can Complexity take advantage of the fact that these guys are light on anti-rush nades?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Right now, the real question is whether or not these guys are going to try to accelerate quickly here, Complexity. And they are moving up in yard. Simple is going aggressive, though. He catches Config lining up a nade. That's the kind of play you need to see here. Na'Vi willing to take risks. They know that they're vulnerable being light on the nades, and they're going to get in there. They're going to create some room. And so now it is just wrapping over here towards ramp. Complexity deciding now's the time to go. jaCkz lined up. He's going to get trade 1 for 1. Not bad. Simple is now showing up. However, he is burning alive, and he barely makes it out. Nick of time. And so it's a man advantage now here for Na'Vi still. As Complexity are trying to find an opening onto the sites. A little bit of noise getting made here by jaCkz. And in the meantime, Yugi and Blameth working their way through. Unfortunately for them, they have no idea that Electronic was on the lurk. He is going to catch Yugi looking the wrong way, and this is going to fall apart here for Complexity in this round. And all off the back of Simple being proactive out in the yard. Getting out there, that's the beauty of it. Knows that this is going to be a weird buy. They don't have all the nades, and they don't want to let Complexity get too comfortable in a round like this. And so he just decides to push out and actually start putting some pressure on, and that was fantastic. What a call from him. Puts Na'Vi up on 12 rounds. Complexity 7. And well, without a bomb plant, Complexity, they're going to be struggling. Well, no, I hear you. No, I don't hear you. Anders' mic has decided to die, so that's what we're going on with, and I love it. I'm going to have a bit of a radio broadcast now for you guys. Although you guys can see it, it's just going to be me talking, so welcome. Tack timeout getting called here by Complexity. And to be fair, now might be the time, because if you've got anything in your back pocket, you know, Blameth is the kind of leader, he's the kind of in-game leader who watches so much tape. He goes through all the demos, he's proud of it, he talks about it, how often he spends reviewing games, reviewing matches, and trying to find the different weaknesses of his opponents. That's the strength that he's got, and so he's the kind of in-game leader I expect to have something ready for situations like these. We can only have 2 to 3 rifles, we're going to do the best we can with the nades, and this is the kind of strat that we need to execute on right now and that he should be prepared for.
Well, it's back.
All right, Anders is back. Let's get it.
Sorry, I think I broke the headset, but luckily the tech people...
They're wizards. No. Thank you, gentlemen.
Beautiful. Now, yeah, 12 to 7. I don't know. You feel like if they were going to run it back Complexity, surely they would have wanted like a bigger string of rounds at the beginning here. It seemed like it's early to let Na'Vi back in and pick up a round.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. We're still on that storyline of them running it back. I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm all about it.
You know, 3 in a row in the beginning of the half that's good news, but you really need to win that first, where you know Na'Vi's first rifle round, which is that last round. If you pick that up and win it, suddenly you know you've really got them where you want them, but didn't turn out that way. So I don't know. I don't know about this. 2 Deagles and 3 AKs. Well, there's the boost that we were talking about in the first half that you could do to peak that particular position. Can be very effective. Boomich not even deterred by the fact that there was a Molotov. He's just going to keep pushing and taking down Config. That's pretty bold, but it works out brilliantly. Simple. Also close up AWPing, and it's suddenly a 3-on-5.
Yeah, 3-on-5, and the rest of them kind of running, wondering what they can do, because Rush has been lost. There's Blameth, though, and he can still make the difference here for his team. Doesn't even take any damage, although as I say that, Boomich is going to catch him out. Thought for a moment there he'd be able to set it up and create some space for his teammates to make their way out onto the upper site.
He's all over the place, Boomich. And so is Blameth. It's really interesting to see how much he's sneaking around. Just trying to get himself into those strange positions. A nice little lineup for Electronic, and he'll take down the remaining 2 players there. So 7 to 13, but also the money completely gone for Complexity. So I mean, this is
what
doesn't seem savable anymore, does it?
Well,
he just went for it.
That was sick. Just catching out Config that way, Boomich, man. And well, I mean, they were talking about it on the desk. He had a strong he had a strong performance on Mirage, and Boomich is keeping up with that performance right now. I mean, he's at 17 kills. And that's going to change things up. I mean, that'll change the dynamic completely for Na'Vi, where it isn't just Simple having to do all the heavy lifting, and he might be poisoning the comms, right? He might be putting pressure on his teammates. Instead, if his teammates are playing, this could just be Simple, you know, cruising right on through. Na'Vi cruising right on through here on Nuke.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously... As much fun as it is to see Simple carry the whole game on his own. Not that he was on the first map or anything, but we've seen many games like that in the past. much prefer the team version of Na'Vi. And right now with Boomich and Electronic up there, Perfecto and Flamey, they're doing fine. They're just middle of the road right now. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm sure Simple's happier if he's gonna get some help there. 6-round gap, but really it's the lack of funds for Complexity that's gonna be the issue here. They don't have anything to work with. They're sneaking around outside, and I'm not even really sure why. I feel like let's go look for the fight. Oh, they're gonna be lined up for a flashbang. It could have been much worse. Electronic though nearly went down, and now they're gonna try and hunt it, but instead it's Boomich who's taken over his job, and Simple to pick up the shot through a box or a wall or something for a 14th round for Na'Vi. So they are 2 away from that Inferno game.
That was sick. Oh, this was the last round where Electronic catches them both looking the wrong way. But that was a nice anti-eco round there. Boomich with some feel-good frags. And Na'Vi now 14-7, 14-7. And well, they don't really need to change anything up now because they've got all the nades. They're fully equipped and they can play that kind of slow game. So just catching Complexity each time. Simple, changing up his positioning this time, going deep garage. I will not find any early targets here as Complexity are still making up their minds. What's the play here from Cole?
And they got some grenades to work with, but they also have 2 Galils. Yeah, see what they end up with. The fact that Simple is so deep in outside here, I don't think they're gonna. Yeah, not even gonna expect it. And it had to be Config. Yeah. Just the victim every single time it seems like on this map. And some backup out here. Electronic nearly catching that one. Grenade, Simple. If they had an HE, they could get rid of him right now. But it seems like this has just dragged all the attention away from everything else that's going on. And suddenly, Boomich just managed to infiltrate the lineup. And it's just all fallen apart. Just that 1 kill outside and the ensuing chaos was enough that Complexity completely lost the grip of this round. Config still is only at 4 kills. Yeah. Could we see like the return of Config on Inferno though? I'm sure he's going to be really angry at this performance for himself.
Certainly. I mean, to set the stage for Inferno, Na'Vi have played it 7 times. They've only won twice, and those times, and it's like it's not pretty. So as far as Na'Vi's performance on Inferno, it's not nearly as good.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like the thing is like that's what I was saying at the beginning of this map right now, where Complexity, it may be just that, the game plan, because you have to think of this in terms of a best of 3. If it was a best of 1, yeah, okay, you're throwing your keyboard around, you're really pissed. But it's a best of 3 and you're on Navi's map, and this is Navi's home map, and they're pretty much the dominant team on this map right now. So you put up a good fight, good stuff, but you should be focusing on Inferno right now through and through if you are Complexity, and especially if you are Config, because yeah, 4 kills, 2 assists. Ugh. Yeah. That's not acceptable.
Right it off. Probably the better call, isn't it? Well, here we go. Making the run for it behind the wall of smokes, leaving Yugi out there to see if anyone is following. They catch Boomich in a really awkward position. And there was Config with a kill from the Mac 10. Flamey's going to go straight down. That was a nice, almost running shot. And 5 versus 3, so very good shot here. Config, I mean, that's very bold. I appreciate that.
Rush, how could you? I gave him a Viking funeral. I mean, that's what every team wishes for, right?
Listen, I'm not even sure we can blame Rush for that, can we?
That's the thing, Anders. I mean, when your time comes, you know, if you have the chance, are you going to tell somebody to stab you? Or, like, so at least you went down fighting, you can get into Valhalla. Isn't that how it works?
Oh, yeah, you have to die fighting. That is true, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's something to that. You know, I won't...
You can't just die fighting the man. You know, it's
no, that's true. You can't. Listen, I think we're all living in a simulation somewhere, so I don't even worry about that. I don't even not even an issue. But yeah,
it works. It's a different thing though in that simulation. I don't know. Just
then you just get to go in a new one next time. Different world, different
loadout.
Different loadout. Yeah, it's great. It's gonna be great.
I like it. Let's get into it. Let's see. I mean, what's going to happen here? Ooh, Simple. Nick of time gets out of dodge.
jaCkz goes down though, and I mean the road back here. I know it sounds silly because we just said it was such a long road back on Mirage, and somehow they did it. But even this, I mean, winning the next 7 rounds in a row doesn't seem like Complexity have anywhere near the energy to try and do something like that. Electronic, nice gap, and oh, Russia, he probably should have been dead too.
That's so filthy.
But it's a very nice little spot there. I don't know how they get back into this round either. 4 versus 3. Rush is practically dead, and they've been spotted. I mean, they kind of know where they are at the moment. Maybe blame him if he could find the perfect timing to take down Simple. It would be interesting. A little bit of a boost, and it's going to be found. So I think that there's not much left to play for here on Nuke. Simple taking down blame F, and Yugi is going to be the last alive out here in the yard. So no chance